Deduction of Kepler's first law. Consider the case of a planet of mass m, small m, rotating around the sun of mass capital M in an orbit of radius r. According to Newton's law of gravitation, the force of attraction between them is given by, we have studied this in intermediate, F is equals to minus G capital M, M by R square. This force is, planet is of mass small m, rotating around sun of mass capital M, having radius r. The force here, force is equals to F is equals to minus G mm by R square. This force is directed towards sun, so negative sign indicates this force is directed towards sun. We know that F is equals to ma. If we compare these two equations, this entire term is acceleration. A is equals to G m by R square is a acceleration. A acceleration is minus G m by R square, where mu is equals to gm. So acceleration becomes minus mu by R square. We know that polar coordinates, the radial acceleration ar is equals to, from polar coordinates, d square r by dt square minus r into d theta by dt whole square. This is radial acceleration and this is acceleration of planet. So both are same. So we equate these two terms. We will get d square r by dt square with minus r into d theta by dt whole square is equals to minus mu by R square. We use this equation for further derivation, and we also know that transverse acceleration 1 by r d by dt into r square d theta by dt is equals to 0. When we send this term 1 by r becomes 0. D by dt of r square d theta by dt is equals to 0. So differentiation of some term is 0. R square by d theta by dt, we are doing differentiation, it's becoming 0, means this term is constant. Constant differentiation only becomes 0. So r square d theta by dt is a constant. H. From last session we have two equations, these two equations. The polar equation of central orbit is, we have polar equation, central orbit is d square u by d theta square plus u is equals to p by h square u square. We can write 1 by r is equals to u, 1 by r square is equals to u square. Here, hence we know that pressure is equals to force per unit volume, mass P is equals to F by M. We know that F is equals to G m by R square, and here M. We substituted F value in previous equation. From previous equation, F is equals to minus Gmm by R square. We substituted force value here. By cancelling M and M, we will have Gm by R square. So R square Gm can be written as mu, and R square can be written as u square. Substituting this P value here in this equation 1, substituting value P value, substituting P value in 1, we will get d square u by d theta square plus u is equals to mu by u square by h square u square. U square gets cancelled. Only mu by h square will be remains there. When we send this term, complete this term to this side, it becomes minus mu by h square plus u into minus mu by h square is equals to 0. This term is a constant term. We can write this equation as d into d square by d theta square into u minus mu by h square plus u minus mu by h square is equals to 0. There is no change. Just we added mu by h square here for u minus mu by h square. If we differentiate u with respect to theta, we will get d square u by d theta this term, and this is constant term. When we differentiate this term, it becomes 0, and the remaining this term is same in this equation. We wrote this equation as d square x by d theta square plus x is equals to 0, which is a second order differential equation having solution x is equals to a cos theta minus theta naught. A cos theta minus theta naught, where a and theta are constants. When we compare these two equations, Here x is u minus mu by h square. We will substitute this x value in this solution equation. We are substituting x value here in this equation to get solution of this equation. X is u minus mu by h square is equals to a cos theta minus theta naught. We send this mu by h square to the side, mu is equals to mu by h square plus a cos theta minus theta naught. We write u as 1 by r mu by h square plus a cos theta naught minus theta naught. We write this equation in the form of 1 by r is equals to 1 plus epsilon cos theta minus theta naught by L. This is a conic equation. We have to convert this equation into this like this in this form. So we need here value 1. So we are multiplying and dividing the entire equation with mu by h square. So we will get 1 here. Here we get a h square by mu into cos theta minus theta naught by h square by mu. When we reverse this term, multiply, here mu by h square comes, and here h square by mu get cancelled. We get the same equation as previous. When we compare these two equations, here epsilon naught is eccentricity, which value is h square by mu, h square by mu, and L is semilattice rectum, which value is h square by mu, semilattice rectum. Here, if eccentricity this value is greater than 1, then the conic means we don't know that whether it is a circle or whether it is a parabola or whether it is a hyperbola. We don't know. If eccentricity is greater than 1, it is hyperbola. If eccentricity is equal to 1, then it is a parabola. If eccentricity is less than 1, then it's a ellipse. We have to show that this eccentricity is less than 1. Then we will say that it's ellipse. Eccentricity we have to show it's less than 1. If ellipse is greater than 1, it's a hyperbola. If ellipse is equal to 1, it's a parabola. So we have to show eccentricity is less than 1, which means a h square by mu is 1, value is 1. So we will continue in next section. We have to prove that conic is ellipse, which means eccentricity is less than 1. So we consider energy here. For finding the epsilon value, eccentricity value, we proceed as follows. The total energy of the planet is equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy. So we find kinetic energy, K is equals to half mv square. So we need v square. We know that velocity is equals to displacement by time. Velocity means rate of change of displacement with respect to time. Here displacement is r bar by t. We have the v square value from radial and centripetal acceleration in polar coordinates. V square is equals to dr by dt whole square plus r square d theta by dt whole square. How this value came? Here v means velocity, rate of change of radius vector with respect to time. Here we know that unit vector r cap is equals to radius vector by r. Here we need radius vector is equals to unit vector into r, magnitude. So substituting here v is equals to r vector by dt is equals to d by dt of, this is in u into v form. So we get r cap dr by dt plus r into dr cap by dt. We know that dr cap by dt is converted into d theta by dt into theta cap. So substituting in this place differentiation of unit vector with respect to time, we place this. So we get v is equals to r cap dr by dt plus r into d theta by dt into theta cap. This is v. So v square means v dot v. So we need another v. So this is unit vector r cap theta cap. So r cap dot theta cap terms becomes 0. This r cap into r cap value becomes 1, but r cap into theta cap value becomes 0. So finally we get v square value this. By doing dot product, r cap this term and this term product becomes 0. Only this term and this term product become dr by dt square, dr by dt whole square, and this term theta cap term and this theta term cap becomes r square d theta by dt, and remaining two terms gets cancelled because r cap dot theta cap value becomes 0, r cap dot r cap value becomes 1, theta cap dot theta cap value becomes 1, and theta cap dot r cap value becomes 0. Only these two values will be obtained, dr by dt whole square plus r square d theta by dt whole square. So substituting this value, we will get kinetic energy. So half, we are substituting m into dr by dt whole square plus r square d theta by dt whole square. We know that r is equals to 1 by u, and we have transverse acceleration r square d theta by dt is equals to h. If we send r square that side, d theta by dt is equals to h by r square. We can substitute this d theta by dt here, this value here, and we need this value. We have this value from equation of motion of central force. dr by dt value is h by du by d theta. We have this from equation of motion under central force. But how this value came means, 1 r is equals to 1 by u. We need dr by dt, which means differentiation of r with respect to t. So dr by dt is equals to differentiation of 1 by u with respect to t is minus 1 by u square du by dt. We write this minus 1 by u square as r square, r is equals to 1 by u, so 1 by u square as r square, and du by dt we write d theta by dt is equals to d theta by dt into du by d theta. Even if we cancel d theta, we get the same above du by dt. So this term, entire term is, we know that from the transverse acceleration r square d theta by dt is equals to h. We substitute here, so we get minus h by du by d theta. This is dr by dt is minus h by du by d theta. We substitute this value here. These are the most important formulas we have to remember: transverse acceleration and radial acceleration. So we are substituting these formulas here. Half m into dr by dt is this value, so we are direct writing h square b u by d theta whole square plus r square, here this value d theta by dt whole square. So h square by r square will becomes r power 4, so square r square and r square. So we write here r square in terms of u, so 1 by r square becomes u square. So half m into, here h square we can take common from these two values, h square du by d theta whole square plus, we write 1 by r square as u square. From previous section we have u is equals to mu by h square minus a cos theta minus theta naught u. This is u value. And du by d theta, we need these two terms to be substituted here. U is mu by h square minus a cos theta, a plus cos theta naught, theta minus theta naught. And du by d theta means differentiating this equation with respect to theta. This is constant becomes 0. So a sin cos becomes sin theta minus theta naught. Substituting these values here, we get half m h square. So square we have to do square du by d theta whole square. So a square sin square theta minus theta naught plus u square, u means complete value, mu by h square plus a cos theta minus theta naught whole square. Here this is in the form of a plus b whole square. This is in the form of a plus b whole square. So a square mu square by h power 4 plus b square a square cos square theta minus theta naught plus 2ab. This is a and this is b. So a mu by h square, 2 into mu by h square into b a cos theta minus theta naught. Here we observe a square sin square theta, a square cos square theta minus theta naught. If we take a square common, it becomes sin square theta minus theta naught, cos square theta minus theta naught, which is equals to 1. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. So these two values becomes a square. A square, if we take common, sin square theta naught minus theta naught plus cos square theta minus theta naught becomes 1. So a square remains plus mu square by h power 4 and this value 2 mu by h square a cos theta minus theta naught. This is the kinetic energy. In the same way we have to find potential energy. Here total energy is equals to E is equals to Ke plus Pe. We have found in last session E value. We are going to find potential energy. Potential energy depends upon position. So integral R in R to infinity minus gmm by R square dr is the potential energy value. Here we know that gm is can be written as mu. In place of gm we write mu minus mu by m by R square. Here we apply boundary conditions and integrate. We get mu m by R infinity R. So integration of 1 by x square minus 1 by x square is equals to 1 by x. So here when we apply boundary conditions in place of R, so upper limit minus lower limit, so we substitute here infinity, this value becomes mu by m by infinity minus, substitute mu m by R. Here this value becomes 0, anything by infinity is equals to 0. So finally we have mu m by R. R can be written as R is equals to 1 by u. So 1 by R is equals to u. So we write here u minus mu m u. We substitute u value here. We get potential energy is equals to minus mu m into u value, mu by h square plus a cos theta minus theta naught. So now we got potential energy and kinetic energy. Now we calculate total energy. Here we have written kinetic energy and potential energy. When we observe this equation, in kinetic energy we have half mh square, but in potential energy we don't have. 2 in denominator and h square in numerator. So multiply this term with h square by 2 and we take half m h square as common from the entire equation from potential energy. So we get kinetic energy as same, a square plus mu square by h power 4 plus 2 mu a by h square cos theta minus theta naught. Minus, here we have taken m common outside, so this term become mu square, and we have multiplied, we have taken h square common, so we have multiplied h square by h square in numerator and denominator. So we have taken numerators h square outside, but here another h square will be completely become h power 4, h square and h square. So this term we do, and also don't have 2 in this term, so we have multiplied and divided with 2, and denominator 2 is taken here common. Similarly same here also, minus, here in this term there is no h square in numerator and 2 in denominator, so we add 2 into numerator and denominator. We take denominator 2 here, so numerator 2 remains here, mu a by, here h square is not available in this term, h square is not available, so we have multiplied and divided with h square. So h square, numerator h square is taken here common, denominator remains here, a cos theta minus theta naught. We have multiplied and divided 2 and h square, and we took half m h square as common. M is available, but h square and 2 are not available, so available in this potential energy equation. So multiplied and divided with 2 and h square. So according to this we have taken common half mh square from overall term. Here this is 2 mu a by h square cos theta minus theta naught, and this is minus 2 mu a by h square cos theta naught. These two terms gets cancelled. So finally we get energy is equals to half m h square into a square plus mu square by h power 4 minus 2 mu square by h power 4. From these two terms, this is minus 2 mu square by h power 4 and this is mu square by h power 4. So half m h square is equals to a square plus minus mu square by h power 4. We have to show eccentricity is equals to a h square by mu. Here eccentricity is here, a value, we have to substitute a value in eccentricity to show that eccentricity is less than 1. So we need a value, we have this equation, so we send remaining all terms this side. So we send 2 this side, 2e plus this m by h square is multiplying here, it comes m by h square divides is equals to a square, and this term is subtracting, this term does addition, mu square by h power 4 is equals to a square. Finally a is equals to 2e by m h square plus mu square by h power 4 whole power 1 by 2. From this we take mu square by h power 4 is taken outside as common, square roots get cancelled, mu square by h power 4 becomes mu by h square, here 1, this value becomes 1, and this value becomes 2e remains same, here h square is added, and here mu square m, This is the A value. As we substitute here in eccentricity, this h square by mu and this mu by h square gets cancelled, and finally this value only remains, 2e by h square mu square m. Here this E value represents energy of the orbital. If energy of the orbital equals to 0, then this eccentricity value becomes less than 1. So all planets have energy value is 0. If energy is more than energy is more than 0 or less than 0, then there is no stability in the orbit. So all orbits are stable, so energy value is equals to 0 and eccentricity is less than 1. Energy of the orbit is greater than 0, eccentricity value becomes greater than 1. Eccentricity value becomes greater than 1, which means 1 plus some value, so it becomes greater than 1, which means hyperbola. If planets are revolving in a path hyperbola, they travel in hyperbolic path, they would have passed away from the solar system. So this is not accepted. If E value equals to 0, then eccentricity will become 1. This entire term becomes 0. This entire term becomes 0 and eccentricity becomes 1. Then this is parabola. This is parabola. Even if planets are revolving in parabolic path, they may have passed away from the solar system. So this is also wrong. If E value is less than 0, then eccentricity value is less than 1. If E value is less than 0, then eccentricity value is less than 1, which means we get this value completely in terms of minus. So entire eccentricity value becomes less than 1. So then we will get ellipse, whose eccentricity is less than 1. That's why we can say that planets are revolving in elliptical orbit. That's why they are in solar system and energy of the orbit is less than 0. And we can say that Sun is at one of the foci and all the planets are revolving in elliptical orbit. This is the Kepler's law of elliptical orbits.